Welcome to this week's Waves of Information Galveston. Today I am here with Fire Chief Mike Wisko, and we're going to talk to you a little bit about what you can expect for this hurricane season, how you can prepare, and the kind of weather we might see this week. So, Chief, tell me, what can our families do? It's obviously it's after June 1st, so we're officially in hurricane season. What are some easy things that they can do to make sure that they're prepared for what we might face this season?
You know, the easy things are the things that you would do every year just in preparation. Have a plan, number one. What are you going to do in the event of a storm? If city calls for an evacuation, what are you going to do? Where are you going to go? And along with that, what are you going to take with you? You're going to, obviously, any pets that you have, you're going to need to take the pets and supplies for the pets. You're going to want to take your important documents with you. Don't forget the children. Don't forget your parents or any elderly relatives who need help, neighbors who may need assistance. Have a plan for all of that and know ahead of time so that when the conversation begins that hey, there's a storm in the Gulf and we need to pay attention here, you already know what you're supposed to do, and you can kind of rehash that in your head or look at it on a checklist, and here are the things we need to do. Always, if you're going to get on the road and evacuate, which if recommended is the ideal thing to do, you'll need some cash. You'll need plenty of gasoline in your vehicles. Before you leave, you want to secure items around your house. You want to any lawn furniture or anything that's outside, umbrellas, plants, things of that nature. You want to secure all that. If you have storm windows, you want to make sure they're secured and storm blinds are closed. Trash cans are picked up and stored somewhere where they're not going to blow up and down the street. All of that is going to help in a lot of ways. This week in particular, we're getting some tropical moisture. It's not a storm, it's more of a wave, but we're going to see periods of heavy rain. We'll see bands of rain like you would in a tropical system. And a concern always, especially here on the island, is street flooding. The rain will have an impact on street flooding as well as the tides. And if the tides are high enough, 3 foot or higher, that's going to prevent the rain from running off in the storm drains because the Gulf water is already elevated. And so little things like just reporting street flooding in your neighborhood. If you see areas that are flooded, maybe they've never been flooded before that you've seen, we would like to know that. The city of Galveston would like to know that. Making sure your trash is picked up. We'll have trash pickup every day this week unless something changes. That trash can easily get blown around and clog up the drains and things of that nature. So just be alert for things that could jam up the storm drains and items flying around. You know, these squall lines that we'll see or waves of rain could have some severe weather in it, high winds, lightning, thunder. So all that's something to take precaution against.
Chief, this year I understand that we have switched over now to the state's evacuation registry system.
Yes.
And that is it's still the Need-A-Ride. We still call it Need-A-Ride.
Right.
So tell me a little bit about what people need to do. If they don't have a way off the island, should we ever call for an evacuation, what do they need to do to get registered?
The best thing to do is to call 211. We can assist with that. Our Need-A-Ride program is still up and running, and we're capable of adding that information to it. But 211 is the easiest route to go, and you provide them your information, and you will be added to the list. And the way that works is when the state, when they're preparing for a storm and evacuations are about to be called, the state's already engaged and they're loading up and they're ready to help. Buses are being moved to areas. It's dependent upon us to request that assistance from the state, and we will do that. So if we know how many folks are registered, gives us a better idea of how many buses we're going to need and what we're going to need to do to make this happen quickly.
What can our residents do to stay informed in the event of with what's going on this week, and then also in the future in the event of an actual storm?
Well, sure, and this week is going to be a great trial run for everybody. But you will see a constant flow of information out of the city of Galveston. You can go to the city website, galvestontx.gov, and there will be a flood of information, no pun intended. But also through our social media, through Twitter, Facebook, things of that nature. We're going to continue to monitor the information sent out by the National Weather Service, pass that along to you. Likewise, city crews are already at work, even even today, they're out making sure the storm drains are cleared. They're checking for debris in the areas. They're responding to reports of street flooding and things of that nature. Emergency management is constantly monitoring the weather situation. There are going to be some webinars and conference calls later on today about what we can expect the rest of the week. I think this will be a good practice run. Hopefully it's all we have to do this year. And but I feel confident we're ready, and the biggest thing is for the residents to heed the warnings, monitor the city's website and social media sites for information, and we all will do our best to make sure the information's there.
All right, thank you, Chief, so much. We appreciate it. Just to wrap up, this week we have 2 meetings. We have a Planning Commission meeting on Tuesday, and we have a City Council workshop and meeting on Thursday. That's all we have for this week, Galveston. Stay dry, and until next week.